Hello, and welcome to Tech Cubicle on SAP. I am Daryl Griffiths, and this is my extended edition Weekly 180, where I normally spend just 180 seconds on the latest techie news that impacts the world of SAP. Obviously, we're in SAP Sapphire season, and a review of Sapphire in 180 seconds is not easy. So in this extended edition, I will do my best to keep it short, keep it relevant, and keep it real. SAP Sapphire kicked off at the Orange County Convention Center, Orlando, Florida, from June the 3rd to the 5th. It then moved to Barcelona, Spain, from June 11th to the 13th. But don't worry, if you're like me and either don't fancy mingling with the masses or simply didn't get the opportunity, the virtual event is now available online. With over 100 sessions covering 11 different lines of business, 16 different industries and 10 different tracks to choose from, there is plenty of content. Not surprisingly, ERP and BTP solutions have the most sessions available, with 18 and 14 respectively. But what is the easiest way to navigate the list for those hard-pressed on time? It's easy. You simply go to the solution areas on the virtual site, select a track that interests you, then select the session. My advice is to go through all the sessions and just favourite the ones that you are interested in and then access them from your favourites from within the dashboard. Alternatively, you can copy the session URL to your bookmarks, only after opening the session. You will still need an account to watch them, the same as you will need an account to favourite them. Some things to note. The sessions that start with PAR, those are delivered by partners and not by SAP. The sessions ending with V are video recorded only and were not presented in front of a live audience, so you would not have seen these in person, but you could have watched them online live. The roadmap sessions are generally around 30 minutes in length. The longest session I watched was over 40 minutes long on the subject of SAP Cloud ALM. I watched 40 sessions in total. Yes, I really watched them, not like with just false googly eyes. I even made notes. What were the top 3 buzzwords that I took away from my virtual Sapphire 2024?
Clean core.
Clean core.
Clean core.
Clean core. Clean core.
Clean core is up there at number 3. I counted 44 times where I've made a note of it during the sessions I watched, but I am sure it was mentioned way more than that. I just got tired of writing it. At number 2, I have Cloud ERP. This is a term I feel we will see longevity in as SAP slowly rebrand from S4HANA being ERP to encompass BTP and other products as being ERP. And slowly the core functionality will transition or erode into composable functions and applications built on BTP. So it kind of makes sense that the word ERP begins to be associated with the word cloud and not with the product S4HANA. In the number 1 buzzword slot, we have AI. In session Navigating the AI Era with SAP, Insights from the Executive Suite BAI 220V, SAP have said that dual scenarios will be shipped for the top 80% of business scenarios across SAP. That's a lot of AI. One of the words that I would like to officially ban for next year and also for any LinkedIn posts is the word dive. Almost every presentation involved some form of diving. I'm tired of diving into things. How about we just look at something in more detail? Alternatively, we could inject some humour and start belly flopping, nose diving, or even swooping. Bearing in mind that my background is basis and technical cloud architecture, here is my top recommended session. Drive a sustainable, clean core extension strategy with SAP BTP, BTP 185. This presentation was the best clean core presentation I have yet seen from SAP. It clearly articulated the premise of a clean core strategy, along with clear examples of the 2 development strategies, and most importantly, when to use them. They clarified for those that didn't know that S4HANA Public Cloud is by nature already clean core. SAP talked about how clean core ideally means accessing SAP S4HANA through released APIs, and I think that was a dig at the unreleased API usage for extracting SAP data. They explained that on-stack extensions are extensions developed directly in the ABAP stack of S4HANA, and side-by-side extensions are created in BTP in any of the available programming languages or applications that are supported on BTP, such as ABAP Runtime or SAP Build. A lot of the presentations have assumed that BTP is where customers will be developing these extensions. SAP made the point that it is important to establish a strong governance within the business to ensure technical and organizational compliance with the 2 patterns of development. At the end of the session, 2 learning journeys for Clean Core are mentioned. Manage Clean Core for SAP S/4HANA Cloud, including practicing Clean Core extensibility for SAP S/4HANA Cloud. Some of the sessions are conducted with customers, interviewing them and asking them questions which are usually directed around BTP, Clean Core and AI adoption. However, every so often you get a customer that has more to say than maybe SAP would like. Here are the top customer insights that I heard. Nestlé are still running ECC. Vodafone have chosen RISE with SAP. Hershey's spent 5 to 7 years revamping their SAP platform, and specifically they said re-implementing S4HANA. Now I don't know if that's accurate, and if they had a failed project initially, I'm not sure. ExxonMobil did not want to migrate ECC to RISE with SAP S4HANA, but instead chose a greenfield S4HANA in RISE. Their choice to move to RISE was based on both getting to Clean Core and not having to run ERP themselves. In the session with ExxonMobil, it sounds like they really went to town on checking and double-checking how SAP run the customer systems in RISE, so that gives you a little bit more confidence maybe. In July 2024, ExxonMobil are only going live with a small piece of S4HANA in RISE for group reporting. Volkswagen are driving transformation from on-premise and looking at solutions and templates using S4HANA public cloud to reduce complexity. Whilst they didn't specifically mention 2-tier ERP, I suspect that is what their architecture will use, because they were implying that complexity in some business units demands a full-blown S4HANA system. What was my most innovative session? The session that I felt was most innovative has got to be the Joule session. Discover recent and upcoming innovations in Joule BAI 207. At the beginning of the session, the audience were asked to indicate their use of AI. 20% of the audience indicated they were using AI daily. 50% were considering adopting Joule. 10% have used Joule already. Starting in July, Joule will be available for S4HANA Private Cloud. If you want to know a high level of how Joule works with LLMs, then this is the session to watch. 2025 will be the year of Joule extensibility, where customers can have Joule ingest their own documents and information. In Q4 this year, Joule will get a multi-language capability. There is an early access program for the Joule consultant capability coming in Q3 2024 for RISE Private Cloud S4HANA 2021 onwards. The Joule consultant capability will use updated SAP documentation, knowledge base, and information instead of using ChatGPT with out-of-date info, and will show where in the Learning Hub the information is stored. Also in Q3 2024, Joule will be available in SAP Build Code, providing up to 30% faster app development. In the session, there was a demonstration of interaction from Joule to Microsoft Copilot, showing the process of booking a meeting from Joule into Outlook for multiple contacts. Also, a demonstration of interaction from Microsoft Copilot into Joule, showing accessing SuccessFactors information from Copilot via Joule. I have a possible scoop. During one of the sessions, I scoped out a potential unmentioned innovation. On this Joule demonstration, you can clearly see that the Joule button is included inside the SAP application window area. But look above on the Google Chrome bar next to Chrome Extensions Manager button. There is a Google Chrome extension bearing the Joule logo. You heard it here first, SAP may be launching Joule via a browser extension that would work on Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome, because they're both based on the Chromium project. I should know because I've written and published a Google Chrome extension. The biggest disappointment for me was learning from the SAP Joule product manager that Joule is most definitely not coming to S4HANA on-premise. Based on some hints in one of the sessions, there are technical limitations to having Joule working on-premise. I've supposed before that this limitation is latency. The AI engine for Joule is located in the cloud, and having the contextual metadata information sent to and from on-premise to the cloud and back along a tiny little SAP Cloud Connector connection is just not feasible. Of course, those customers technically in the cloud already in a hyperscaler would probably be perfectly fine, but then it comes down to a problem of how do you define clearly to customers what will and will not work without some customers just giving it a go and failing after a numerous support requests back and forth with SAP. Of course, there's also the possibility that Joule requires some sort of hardware or appliance located close to the S4HANA system, which is possible in RISE, but not possible for customers outside of RISE, for maybe licensing reasons or maybe even just technical hosting reasons for the appliance. I found one AI session really enlightening, and that was bringing AI from prototype to production, and that's TRE 307. Walter Sun of SAP said 10% of customers that have their own AI deployed have had to roll back due to policies or compliance. He explained some of the principles behind SAP's LLM model partnering spree: have a data platform for grounding the models, and then a separate abstraction layer for agility, future-proofing, and openness to choose different LLMs. Along with Walter's session and the sessions on AI ethics, they stressed the necessity to upskill your workforce to build trust and confidence in working with AI systems. Walter gave an example where SAP had an AI day to help employees understand AI, experience it, and learn how it works. I found Walter's session excellent as a grounding and not only relevant to SAP Business AI. Finally, Walter echoed my own thoughts. We're really far from AGI right now. On the subject of AI, almost every session I watched around generative AI, the customers, speakers, presenters mentioned that getting the data right is fundamental to successfully adopting AI. I know a lot of companies that don't have any data management strategy and would struggle with a project to do it. What impressed me and would influence my role as an SAP architect? I found the sessions on LeanIX and Signavio quite insightful. Having already seen Signavio in demonstrations, I was already aware of where it fitted into the ecosphere. With the introduction of LeanIX and some of the sessions dedicated to it, I was actually really impressed at how well the two products integrated to provide a holistic view during the discovery exercise. More importantly, I found how these tools are not just one-time use tools. They are built into the future strategy of a kind of business process DevOps. Always monitoring, analysing business processes and ensuring it is on track, on point, and aligned with the ever-evolving standard. Well done to those teams for their presentations on a set of tools that are difficult to communicate the value of. What new features in existing products were silently amazing? Two things that I thought would be really beneficial outside of other AI-related stuff, but which seemed to go without any eyebrow movements, apart from mine, of course. Number one. Cloud ALM will get manual test case generation from requirements. This is useful because once in your Rise with SAP environment, you need to automate testing massively to keep up with the requirement to constantly upgrade. If you don't already have test automation, then this is the first step to generate manual test cases that are consistent. Number two, Rise with SAP Private Cloud will get unattended maintenance of the STAPI plugin. And this is important because this plugin needs to stay up to date for interoperability with Cloud ALM. So by having this automated, it removes this continuous task from the customer's basis teams who have to constantly request for it to be patched. Were there any mistakes that I found? Yes, a big one. In session Unlock Business Agility with Cloud ERP, ERP 169, Jan Gilg of SAP presents a lab preview accessing S4HANA Public Cloud to get access to a sales order through Microsoft Copilot in Teams. During the preview, Joule is shown to connect out to SAP Sustainability Footprint Management to get the carbon footprint for the two products. However, this is most definitely a feature that is not even working in the lab, since the screenshots show a clear inconsistency in the master data, which one would imagine would not exist in a master data element like a product name. At the end of the preview, Jan says only the Copilot integration and financial business insights are available now. The rest is coming in around 3 months. So he effectively acknowledges that there's a mock-up screen in there, which means it was an honest mistake. I've got a lot of notes from the sessions I watched. How would I summarise my virtual Sapphire experience? There were just over 100 sessions. I selected and watched 40. Some of those had very similar content, but overall the wording was consistent, the messages were solid. SAP S4HANA is here to stay for the long term. However, customers need to move to one of the SAP public or private cloud editions. This will allow customers to benefit from these latest AI innovations, gain access to tooling that will help them repeatedly and safely update by adopting a clean core approach. The pace of innovation from SAP was evident in a lot of the sessions, where speakers were showing presentations packed full of new features arriving in the next couple of quarters. As one presenter remarked along the lines of, "This frequency of future release has never been seen before in the history of SAP," something like that. What did I think of the technical delivery of the virtual sessions? Well now, this is where I felt a little let down. The sessions showcased innovation and AI and other great products, and yet the technical delivery of the video was actually pretty 2020. I found that the videos did not remember where I left off, which meant interruptions lost my progress through the video. The menu for adjusting the speed was locked out. which is a shame because sometimes I find I can intake the same content with a faster speed. There was one really slow session, and I just wished I could have sped that up to save time. There was no option for captions, which could prevent understanding some of the videos for non-native English speakers. There were clearly captions shown on the screens behind the presenters for the on-stage presentations that were being recorded. They just weren't embedded into the video for some reason. The video window size was not fully scalable. It had two sizes, small or full screen, and nothing in between. I wanted to make notes in Notepad and watch at the same time, but this was hard due to the conflict between screen space and video size for reading the text in the video. It would be good to see up front the duration of a video in the catalogue, so that I could choose to watch a video when I had the respective chunk of time free. Instead, I had to go into the video, see the duration, and then nope my way back out to the catalogue to find a shorter one. Also, it would have been good to have a watched status, so I can maintain the catalogue list, see what I have watched in case I have more time available and want to go and watch more without having to maintain a text list of what I have and have not already watched. If you have more time, here are my top 5 sessions. Drive a sustainable clean core extension strategy with SAP BTP, BTP 185. Discover recent and upcoming innovations in Joule, BAI 207. Optimizing innovation roadmap for SAP Cloud ALM, SER 227. Bringing AI from prototype to production, TRE 307. Unlock business agility with Cloud ERP, ERP 169. In the description down below, I've posted a link to my blog site where I've listed all 40 sessions that I watched and even put the direct link to the session because I'm helpful. Along with all the information I've been through, Sapphire left me with yet more questions and musings. Stay tuned for another video where I question how well AI will be adopted by SAP customers and look at the gaps that I've spotted that are going to bite those early adopters. If you really like this video, then consider subscribing to the channel. It helps the algorithm promote the channel, and it also means you will get notified of more of my content. Also, pay for my ticket next year and I can do a better job of interpreting the atmospheric excitement. As always, reference links are in the comments down below. Drop me a comment, give the video a thumbs up, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Clean core.